What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we have some Destiny 2 new stuff to talk about. So Bungie actually posted a new video with some developer commentary about exotics and the Crucible inside of the May update. But of course we get some gameplay. This gives us a few new details about things like some of the catalysts. We get a glimpse at some new weapon stuff, some new ornaments, PvP maps, and of course all of the actual insights about what Bungie is doing with stuff inside of this update. So let's jump into it. Firstly, I wanted to play the new video that they actually posted because there is quite a lot of stuff in there and it's pretty cool to hear it from the devs themselves, so check this out.
So in 1.2.0, we're refreshing a bunch of the weapon exotics. We're making them significantly deadlier and more interesting and powerful. We're adding Masterworks to all of them. The way that Masterworks will work for exotic weapons is unlike legendaries, which allow you to increase a stat and then re-roll to get the stat that you're desiring. Exotic Masterworks are hand-built to be awesome for the exotic that they've been chosen for. And so once you get a Masterworked version of exotic, that is the one true Masterworked version of that exotic weapon. And it can be anything from some crazy stat bump to some behavioral change, and they're really, really good.
I think Vigilance Wing was like a good preview into what that looks like, right? Yeah. The hot 0.8 time to kill that we're not nerfing.
Right. No,
we're embracing that. Yeah. We're gonna spread that love around.
Yeah. And so we're gonna see a lot more weapons that are capable of pulling off shenanigans the way that Vigilance Wing currently is.
And me personally, I'm super excited for Tractor Cannon. We added suppression to it, which means you're gonna be able to bait supers or players into the ultimate death trap, and it's going to be hilarious. And it's already hilarious.
If you think hurling people off the map is fun, wait till you hurl them out of their super against the wall.
And you hurl them out of the map and they can't jump.
They just plummet. Yeah, it's pretty glorious. And then Crucible has all sorts of stuff coming.
Ton of changes coming to Crucible in Season 3. The two big ticket items that I think everyone's excited for are seasonal Crucible ranks and private matches. I'm super excited for private matches for a number of reasons, but my personal bias is it enables tournaments. It enables people to organize to make their own tournaments, and you get to foster this community that strictly exists to showcase skill, to showcase mastery, and I love watching that. I used to watch all the D1 tournaments all the time, and I'm super excited to see those return. People have been asking for Crucible ranks specifically for a long time, and we've definitely heard the feedback, and we finally found a good place, a good home for it with Season 3. Especially with Crucible ranks, we needed a reward that was going to motivate people, that was going to push people to grind through the glory ranks, and we worked very closely together to craft a very unique gun. It's called Redrix's Claymore, and I think when players see that, when they get their hands on it, they're going to realize immediately that, holy
it's pretty good.
I need to get this gun.
We're gonna keep listening, keep talking, keep making changes, I'm sure we'll make a change and people are like, we don't love this, right?
And they'll let us know.
And they'll tell us, we'll make another change, and hopefully this one is much better.
And honestly, give us feedback on the formats we're choosing, give us feedback on the streams, the YouTube video. If you like this, let us know. We'll do more of them, for sure. Let's keep the conversation rolling.
Yeah.
We'll come back on the TWAB, we'll come back on streams, just give us that feedback. Let us know what you want to see and how you want to keep talking.
So obviously they touch on quite a few things inside of the video. I'll break down a few of them here and talk about some stuff that we see in the trailer as well. So we get a preview here of the Risk Runner. Of course, there are a bunch of changes coming to the weapon, but on top of this, we actually get a preview of the Catalyst perk setup for the Risk Runner. So as we can see right here, it upgrades the weapon to a masterwork, it will generate orbs on multi-kills, and can be upgraded to provide additional stats and perks. This weapon will also gain a tracker that displays the number of enemies defeated by using it. And on top of the exotic changes coming to Risk Runner itself, we also see the Catalyst actually provides a chunk of range there when it's upgraded. So bonus range on something like Risk Runner as well as the other changes is definitely going to be pretty positive. Next though, we see gameplay of the Vigilance Wing. They don't refer to the full auto version, which PlayStation Access actually mentioned, so I'm not sure if that is a thing or whether it's what we're seeing right here. But one thing to note for sure is a new exotic ornament actually on this pulse rifle. I had to double check because of course there is the Book of the Dead, but this isn't the same one, so this will be a new Season 3 ornament, and we also see the Warlock with the new or the returning Claws of Ahamkara there as well. It's pretty cool that we can finally put a shader on those. But next they talk about the tractor cannon. Of course, this is going to have the ability to actually suppress players in supers and suppress enemies in general when you actually hit them with it. And you can see right here, they tractor cannon this hunter straight out of the Arc Strider, which is pretty amusing. It's going to be a very trolly weapon for sure. But something particularly interesting right here is that we actually see this Warlock kind of get booped off the side. And if we look very closely at the primary weapon they actually have equipped, we can see that this is the Bray weapon, which I've spoken about recently. And we can tell from when this weapon is fired that it is actually an auto rifle, or at least that's what it sounds like. Just a regular old auto rifle doesn't necessarily tell us whether it's exotic or legendary. It doesn't sound particularly crazy or anything like that, so it could just be a legendary weapon. But nonetheless, for now, it looks like it's an auto rifle. We do get a glimpse here at one of the new PvP maps. Of course, this is a Mars Crucible map, and we get a look at the menu for private matches and stuff like that. And in this screen right here, we can see a bunch of them queuing up for Crucible. We've got some of the new ship designs right there, or the ship designs that players can finally actually have. And then we also have a bunch of emblems. So these are obviously going to be some new DLC emblems. I can see an Iron Banner one in there, a load of Warmind themes, and even the second emblem for the Leviathan Raid. So presumably this will be Raid Lair 2's emblem, or maybe one of the Prestige or Challenge versions of Eater of Worlds, because that emblem was actually available in the database when Eater of Worlds came out. But we get another look at some of the emblems right here, and some of the Crucible ranking screens. So we can see Glory rank up right there with a bunch of Crucible tokens, and we can see that they've reached Fabled in Season 3. Another big thing to point out here would be the Redrix's Claymore gameplay that they actually show us. And this is with the Desperado perk actually activated, so the weapon has increased its rate of fire, and that rate of fire increase is pretty substantial, but it maintains the same damage that it normally would. And we can see that they absolutely shred through 3 players right here. The time to kill on this thing is going to be very vicious when that perk is active, so just a little preview of exactly how lethal this thing can be. But overall, I think there was some pretty interesting stuff to take a look at in there. It's always nice to hear insights from Bungie designers about what they're doing, and it sounds like they are pretty excited for this upcoming content. So let me know your thoughts on any of the stuff, any of the weapons we've taken a look at, or your thoughts about their commentary in general. Another thing to point out is that Bungie have been giving kind of narrative previews of some of the stuff that's going to be happening in the Warmind expansion, and they've been updating this thing pretty regularly. And there's some really interesting stuff in there. You've got Tyra Khan, there's stuff about the worm gods and how some of that may tie into this expansion, some really cool lore about Cryptarchs and Bray tech in general, and then some interesting communications between Zavala and Akora, some of the Vanguard stuff talking about what's happening on Mars, and Rasputin with some of the more cryptic subroutine type stuff about what is happening. And Bungie say as well that they're releasing the new Warmind webcomic on Wednesday, May the 2nd, and that's at comics.bungie.net. So I will link all of this stuff down below. I think there's actually some really cool lore in there. It's nice to see a written form of lore again. Some of this is just generally more mysterious and intriguing, a bit more like the D1 stuff was, and I think a lot of the lore fans will really appreciate this, and hopefully we'll see that baked into the expansion, the quests, and all of that kind of stuff as well. But guys, that is going to summarize the video. Let me know your thoughts as always. If you've enjoyed the video, a like is super appreciated below. It really helps me out on the channel. And if you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe to see more D2 content. Check out my sponsor Into the AM if you're after any awesome hoodies, shirts, bandanas, hats, Overwatch League shirts, and a whole bunch of other stuff in the store. You can save 10% over there using code Houndish or following my link in the description below. So check it out if you're interested. Over the next few days, I'll aim to keep you guys posted on all of the Warmind stuff. Apparently there's going to be quite a lot of information in the TWAB. Maybe we'll even get another trailer before it actually launches. But then of course next week when the DLC drops, I don't know whether I'll be streaming off the bat with the new content or anything like that, but I will be aiming to do guides for everything that's kind of necessary 3. You guys know the score. All of that stuff will be right here on the channel. Going to be a pretty exciting time, man. It's nice to get some new content, hopefully some big improvements. September isn't all that far away. It kind of feels like a super long time, but it isn't that super long really, so there's even more stuff to come. But guys, I better stop babbling on. I appreciate you watching as always. Whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.